Ladies and gentlemen, good evening wherever you are viewing us from. Happy Friday the 13th. We are here. This is the second one of the year. Back-to-back months. We had one in February too, so how exciting is this? Now, if you guys loved our Friday the 13th about a year and a half ago, we did one. We had a bunch of guests on. It was a lot of fun. It was very cool, but you know what? We had to take it up a notch. We got to do a little bit something more. So I went out to LA about maybe a year ago, a little over a year. And I got off the Rose Bowl, but I realized I've always wanted to go to Cielo Drive, right? And I think everyone knows Cielo Drive is where a very famous murder happened. We'll talk about that here in 1 second. The Manson murders. And I had wanted to go see this place for a long time, wanted just to visit it. I wanted to see where this moment in history happened.
We'll hit it up later.
And I had reached out to David Oman, who you've probably seen on some ghost hunting shows before. Well, he's got a house right down the street from Cielo Drive. Well, that's great because David is with us tonight. David, what's going on? Thank you, my friend, for coming on. This is amazing. Why don't you, so I don't butcher it, tell everybody about the Oman House, what you're doing, everything that's gone on there. And, you know, I want to mention one thing off the bat here. We're not a sideshow. We're not exploiting anybody. What happened with these murders with Sharon Tate and everyone involved was a horrible tragedy. It's something that I think about when I think about this place all the time. And we're not in the business of doing that. So rest in peace to all those souls that passed away for that. I think that's a big thing to mention here. But David, tell us about the Oman House and how this came to be. And I think you built it with your father and everything. And tell us all about it, man.
Well, before I say anything, when you hear that bell ring, there's a dead bell, which is an EMF meter built in on top of, and on top of this EMF meter is a hotel bell. And it's been going off today like crazy.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So, if you hear that ding, that's...
Yes, I remember the bell when I was there. I remember the bell.
And I don't know if you guys just heard it, but there was like a knock or a bang that we just heard as we were talking. And I have my friend, there's just myself and my friend Fidel DeHaro that's here to my right.
Okay.
And like I said, between the winds of the past 2 weeks and the extreme heat of the past 2 days, the place is really extremely elevated.
You're buzzing right now. Ooh. Yeah.
Did you hear that? God, thanks, spirits. That was one of the big Beetlejuice figurines getting knocked over.
I remember that when I was there. The big one you got on top of your fish tank or whatever, right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'll show you guys. I'll bring you guys right to it.
Let's go.
Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
two of them. They knocked over the Smoking Man and the Beetlejuice.
Wow. Okay. And those are pretty difficult to knock over, right?
They're extremely difficult to knock over. And people have said, "Oh, it's an earthquake." And I said, "So tell me something. If it's an earthquake, how come only one figurine of the 10 that are up there gets knocked over?"
Exactly, right.
And it's like, they're selective. I don't know what to say. It's crazy. But as I was saying, it's extremely active here today on Friday the 13th. Funny enough.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, yes, the house is strategically located 4 houses down the driveway from the Sharon Tate house once stood.
Yep.
But something that I need to basically explain to the audience, had the murders not taken place there 57 years ago in 1969, this house would still be very, very actively haunted. And that's what I need to explain to the audience. Because
please.
A lot of the TV shows that I and the house have been on have talked mostly about the Sharon Tate murders. And in the beginning, thank you. I thought it was directly connected to the Sharon Tate murders. And as I got further into living here, I have found it to be more connected to anyone who comes into the house and who they're connected to, meaning if a friend of yours has passed away or your relative has passed away, there's a greater predisposition for one of your spirit friends or relatives to come to say hello to you than a random spirit who you just happen to be the biggest fan of or have a deep curiosity about. As I said to people, there's not a lot in it for the spirit to be motivated to go and reach out across the planes of existence to say, oh, hi, you're my biggest fan. I'm so happy to hear
That happened all night. Get used to it.
Yeah, but, and I apologize to the audience. Fidel is literally right here next to me.
The things fell down twice. The figurines
that's
twice.
part of the whole deal. We want to hear those things happen.
Yeah, and it's really creepy vibe right here. I'm getting like freaked out, but I keep walking back, and then the bell's going off, and it just has a creepy vibe, like an eerie feeling. It's just like it's different kind of vibe today than any other day that I've been here. And I've been here over 20 times, but it has a really good vibe about today. And it's going to be a great night. I mean, I'm hearing noises all over the place. One time we were here and we heard a lady talk to us in a loud voice. And we were just like, oh, man. So, I mean, it's going to be a good night.
So, is it really, it's really been hot there and you guys have had like winds? It's been weird. The weather's been weird too. Is that part of it, you think?
Well, when I've noticed that when we have this time of year, when it's February, March, April, and we have these very, very, very strong gusting winds up the canyons. The house gets generally, I want to say, the energy of the static electricity that's flowing in the air gets deposited into the house.
Okay.
And it charges the house up. And then on top of that, right after the wind stopped, we had these incredible heat waves the past 3 days. And like, for instance, all right, I hear you guys. You're making your point. At 7 a.m, I got up. Well, I went to bed at 3 a.m. because my new puppy needed to go out, so I took her out.
Saw the new puppy in the video. Yep. Awesome.
Yeah, and I went outside on the street, and I was like, God, it's awfully warm. I go in the house, I look at the thermostat. It's 75 degrees at 3 a.m.
Whoa.
At 7 a.m, when she got me up a second again, I go outside and I go, God, it's still hot. I look at the thermostat, 75 degrees at 7 a.m. That's insane.
Wow.
It's usually when I go outside with the puppy in weeks prior, it's been about 50.
Yeah, right.
48 degrees at like 7 a.m. It is not 75, and it is not like, it's almost balmy. It's a strange energy that's feeling the atmosphere right now. I can't explain it, but the house is reflecting this kind of supercharged activity.
That's really interesting. All right. So here's the rundown, I guess, for everyone that maybe doesn't know. Anyway, so, I mean, look, August 8th and 9th, very late at night, the Manson family travels up to where you are. Murder Sharon Tate, Jay Sebring, Abigail Folger, Stephen Parent.
And Wojciech Frykowski
as well.
And Sharon Tate's unborn son, Paul.
Unborn, yes. And it's an awful thing. Police can't seem to figure this out. Eventually, of course, the Manson family is caught. They're all, you all know the story, obviously. So, but this is one thing that I learned from you when I was there, when I visited, and I hope you all listened to our episode on the Manson where you should listen to it. It's great. That was awesome. Thank you for having me. There's just a lot of activity going on there, like in general. I mean, forget what happened up the street. I think you would talk about a story about a Native American and a horse, maybe, and there were just a lot of other things. So, like, there's just, like, when you guys were building the house, was it weird? And there were some strange construction people.
Yeah. Lisa Williams came here in 2006 after she saw me in the house on Ghost Hunters. And she came in and she said, I feel a lot of energy in your house. And she then points over towards the bar over there. And she goes, I see a big party in your bar. And I'm going, what the? And she goes, oh, I see Ruta Valentino, I see Sharon Tate, I see Jay Sebring, I see a bunch of other people I don't recognize. And she goes, oh, yes, and this is the kicker. She says, I see a group of Native Americans in a group, like 5 of them in a semicircle around a campfire. I said, campfire? Where is a campfire?
What? And
she goes, no, on their plane of existence, it's like, oh, all right, because I don't see anything. She goes, no, they're there, and they all want me to tell you they really appreciate you.
Boom, right on time.
Letting them stay at the house. And I go,
yeah.
And I'm like, I said, well, far be it from me to add insult to injury to the 6 people who were killed down the street and to the others. I said, and furthermore, I'm not going to live. I have no illusions that I'm going to live forever. So the idea that somehow, some way, I'm stupid in regards to kicking them out of my house now, so that eventually when I do pass away and I get to the other side, they're going to say, oh, hey, there's that David Oman guy. Do you remember what he did to us all those years ago and he kicked us out of his house? And I said, I don't want to spend my gosh darn eternity getting my ass kicked around, heaven or wherever it is because I kicked them out of the house now. I said, it's stupid. I said, I don't seem to have a problem with them hanging here. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. But the idea is that she said that there's a Native American on horseback who died like 200-300 years ago and fell when his horse basically tripped and fell off the horse path, which is now the driveway.
Make a note of how many.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to like exclamation point. You're damn right. It's like, okay. And she says that the horse lost its footing. I got to finish the sentence first, though. It works better if I finish the sentence first. And she said that the horse lost its footing. The horse and rider fell down the slope of the hill and both broke their necks as they were tumbling down the side of the hill and were stopped by a tree. Well, under the house in the earthen wall room, there's a tree stump.
Went under there, yeah. And
you can see it. It's still there. You can see it for yourself because when we built the house, we had to cut down this old growth tree. And the stump is still there. And I'm like going... And what was funny was after she had left in 2006, I didn't tell anybody the story. I kept my trap shut and I figured, let's see something. When psychics come into the house to visit, take them in the earthen wall room and let's see what they say without tipping my hand to them.
Sure.
So different psychics would come in. James Von Prague famously walked in there during the Larry King Live show, and he looked and he goes, and all of a sudden his demeanor just shifted from like calm and normal. He got a little bit like uncomfortable. His facial expressions got a little bit, like unhappy about it. He goes, there's a Native American in here. I don't like it. He flew right out of the room.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, that was fast. And
right.
I mean, and other psychics had gone in there and said, I feel a definite presence of a Native American. And I'm like, and these people aren't talking amongst themselves because you got to remember they're individuals. That's Reggie chewing on the bone, by the way.
It was a loud thump. Like boom.
What?
Yeah, I heard like a loud thump.
He heard a loud thump. I'm not listening to everything, but
I just heard the bell.
And the bell just keeps on going off like, hello, we're here, service. Or is this like a couple of hot dogs on the counter you want to slip off to the waitress? I swear.
I heard it again. I don't know if you're hearing this.
I'm not hearing this.
It's like something bangs the floor.
No, it's not me. And the dog's on the couch chewing his brains out on brains out on a bone.
Like when somebody jumps. Boom.
No, the cats are all asleep. There's nobody doing it again.
Yeah. Tell me your neighbor.
Interesting.
There's no. Okay. The house next door is vacant. It's for sale. The house next door is vacant. It's still.
That's right. Didn't you say that somebody you were renovating it or something, or wasn't Usher's cousin or
Usher lived next door for like a half a year. He got booted out because the next door neighbor had problems with the parties. They sold the house 3 years ago, and now they're remodeling it extensively, so that's empty.
Okay.
And the house next door to me, that's the newest house on the block, is also empty and it's for sale. So
people come buy it.
It's like empty.
Right? You got the neighborhood to yourself. Okay, there's worse things than that. So
yeah, exactly. Worry about that. Coyotes. I saw a skunk this afternoon. I was out with the dog and I looked up and I saw something moving. So I caught my eye and I looked and I see this big black and white tail. And it's probably like 15 feet away from me up the mountain. And I'm like, and I've seen skunks. I've seen the baby skunks like this big, literally go up Cielo. They were in the gutter walking up the street in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh my God, a trio of baby skunks just meddling up the street. Do me a favor, that's Kate, Kelly, and Chris. So I look up there and it's an adult skunk. It's big. Like this big. And I'm like, I said, well, hello, you little stinker. And I'm like cracking up. And it's meddling through the brush. And I'm like, That is so cool. I said, first time I've seen a living skunk, an adult living skunk walking. I've seen dead ones because the coyotes kill them and stuff.
Sure.
And I smelled them. They're horrible.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff, man.
Hey, don't let the dog out.
Especially with the dog around. Those things will, yeah.
Oh, thank you very, very much. We're on live. This is Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. Welcome to our program. How are you?
Nice. How are you?
Chris, say hello.
Hello.
There's
hello,
Chris.
hello. All right, we got people on the show. This is good. We got a bunch of guests.
This is KKC. Kelly and Chris, the KKC Paranormal Research Team.
Awesome. Now, just so everyone knows who is watching, you guys are doing your investigate. You're having an actual event later tonight for Friday the 13th. So you guys are ramping up for that. That's going to happen on your end of town.
At 8:00 our time, we're doing that.
Yeah.
And again, if you guys want to come back in and want to watch or whatever, we'll be happy. Oh, wait, one last person. Kay, say hi.
Hello.
Hello. How
Nice
are
to
you?
meet you.
So let me ask you this, David. You were having okay? Two questions. One is when I was there was a bunch of construction going on that hill next to you. Is that all still happening? And
unfortunately, the monster above us has got another couple of weeks till they're finished, and that'll be one hell of an experience because
seriously,
the second largest single family residence in the United States is being built above
us. Who is okay? So who is living there, and then who lives in the house 166 now, where the Polanski house where that was?
That happens to be Jeff Franklin, producer, creator.
So it is Jeff Franklin. All right, because I've heard that. I don't know if that was actually him or not. We talked about it before, but I don't remember.
Yes, Jeff is selling the house. You can actually take a virtual tour of the house online if you look it up. I know I saw him a couple of weeks ago at a neighborhood meeting because we were talking about the property above us and what we can do to get this thing wrangled in. And basically that's about it. There's nothing more to say about it. The guys, I think the guy's name's Mr. Scott is who owns the property above, and they're just motoring forward, onward and upward to build that big monster house that's being put up there. It's huge, just enormous.
Wow, I think I've seen it on Google Maps, and it looks like it's like a stadium or something. It looks like it's crazy, right? So
it's taken 11 years to build.
11 years. All right. So speaking of that, when you guys built this place, tell me about that. You built that with your dad, right? Didn't you guys build that? When did you start building this where you are?
We found the lot in late November of 1998.
Okay.
Bought the lot in January of 1999 and went into the process of building and construction of the house shortly thereafter with the permits and approvals and stuff. And so that started. And basically, we finished the house in August of 2002.
Okay.
So I'm going on 24 years of living here.
Wow.
Yeah. And during construction, stuff was happening where tools were being moved from one room to the other. The laborers were having, I'd say, some interesting experiences here with the spirits we would later come out to find.
There it is.
Boy, oh boy, God, are they in the mood tonight? So, and I myself had felt the sense of somebody being behind me multiple times when I was walking around the property, like somebody was going to tap me on the shoulder. It's like, no one's there? What do you mean no one's there? Just strange stuff like that. So in a nutshell, it was one of those things where I knew there was something strangely, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but interesting about the house. But it wasn't something that was going to dissuade me from saying, oh, yeah, we're going to scare you out of living here. It's like, the hell you are. I've been living in a gosh darn apartment for the past 15 years. Are you crazy? There's nothing scarier than living in an apartment for 15 years and realizing after 15
other people.
Years, how much money did I spend on rent and how much money could I spend on a mortgage and what the living hell was I thinking kind of a thing, that's scarier than a ghost could ever be. So it's like, you're not scaring me out of this house. And to be honest with you, I never felt threatened or in any way imposed upon by the spirits.
Yeah, that's I think interesting because you hear so many of these awful stories of things. Amityville, obviously, we talk about on our show all the time, and it's like, okay, well, that's nobody wants something like that to happen. So it's a good thing, I think, that you have a friendly relationship, I guess you want to say.
Yeah. Respectful is what I like.
There you go.
It's respectful, you know.
Respectful relationship. So I remember when I was there, we had the moment where we were in. I don't know if you're portable, if you want to move around while we're doing this and walk around.
Well, yeah, I can. Yeah, sure.
I remember we were in your TV room, I think it was.
Is that the third floor or the den?
It was, I think, I want to say. So you're at ground level there in your kitchen, right? So it was the floor below, I guess, and it may be the third floor down.
Would have been the third floor down if it would have been the theater room.
It had a theater room with the projector, I guess, in the screening room. And the lights, we were standing there talking. They went on, off, on, off. We were like, what is happening here? That was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had because I can't explain it. There was one part where, you had me walk down the hall and you're like, okay, does this feel like it's equilibrium is off and whatever? So there were a lot of really interesting spots, but that one room got me. I was just like, whoa. That was something that I can't explain. Oh my God.
And that doesn't happen all the time either. I mean, I go down there by myself and I'm like, I flip the lights and I'm like, so it's not, it isn't for me. It's just for the company. Is that it?
Yeah, that's right.
And I go, okay, when people are like, oh, there's a failure and there's a short in the circuit. And I go on, so how the hell come when I go there by myself alone in the house at 3 in the morning, it doesn't happen.
Right.
Or at 6 in the evening when I'm alone. But when people come over, it's like, okay, hit the switch.
Heck yeah.
And I'm like, don't look at me like there's a short because this doesn't happen when I'm here by myself.
No, not so much.
And if you're going to tell me, oh, it's a very finicky type of a short, I'm going to go, the short you have is more in between your ears
You're
than
short.
it is between those circuits.
So what about your command center you got there? Tell me about the command center. Tell everybody about that.
Well, I've got in the house, I think I have 24 CCTV cameras running 24/7 with quality microphones. And here, I'll show you what it looks like. And infrared. See, right there. That's one of the cameras right there.
Right.
There's one over there on that wall. I don't know if you can see it. Right there, right next to the painting. Yeah. And like I said, and outside and on the balcony, there's, there's 1, 2, 3 in the front of the house. There's one on the side. There's one on the balcony. There's one in the garage. So those comprise the other 6. There's 30 total cameras in and through outside the house. And when stuff happens, like for instance, the large doll that somebody gave me, it's about an 18-inch Cupid doll. And it's macabre looking because it's dressed in goth, got knocked over the second time in 4 years that it's been sitting there, got knocked over on its own. I was like, okay.
Wow.
And that was like 2 days ago. So I was like, okay, there's a strange amount of activity. That's why I said I can feel it when this house gets really supercharged. Things that usually don't occur.
Now, you said, though, that around August 8th and 9th, you said there isn't really much activity, though.
No, and you got to think of it this way. Why would anyone be, hard way to say it, celebrating or interested in being active on the day, the anniversary of your passing?
Yeah,
and
makes sense. I get it.
And literally after 24 years, I've kept a journal of the activity in the house. And I noticed that a couple days before the occurrence, a few days before the anniversary, the house gets really charged up, really crazy activity stuff starts happening. But by the 8th and the 9th, flat, nothing really happens. And then afterwards, it goes back to being really elevated, and then it goes back to normal, with the exception of one anniversary. I think it's 10 years ago or 8 years ago on the 45th anniversary.
Okay.
What is it? 50th? No, the 50th. Maybe no, it's the 50th anniversary. 7 years ago on the 50th anniversary, myself and the artist Joey Moss, who painted that Sharon Tate portrait there and 2 others, was here at an event for the 50th anniversary. And we were standing right there at the right in between the living room and the den.
Okay.
And Joy was standing facing the aquarium, and I was kitty corner to him facing this way. And at 12:20, one of the big Beetlejuice figurines launched off the aquarium and flew about 10 feet and then landed right in front of him, and the head popped off. And he was like this going, oh my, oh my, oh my. He was like totally shaken up. And I said, he goes, I said, I just turned in mid-flight, I turned my head and caught it as it was flying in mid-flight, and it landed at his feet. And I was going, oh my God. And I said, I looked at my watch and it said 12:20. I said, it's 12:20. And I heard the voice say, this is the time that I died. And I was like, damn. August 8th into 9th at 12:20 a.m. was the time that Sharon was dead. And I said, oh my God. I said, that's a hell of a way to say it, because it was just Joey and I. The whole event was over and concluded before midnight. So it was just he and I in the house.
Wow.
But he was totally just shocked, petrified.
Oh, I mean,
he was like,
yeah, I can't blame him.
And I'm like, thanks, spirits, make that point. I was like, that's so cool. And he was like, I was like, God, that was wild. They said that was the wildest thing we ever saw happen on the anniversary ever.
Man. So we are here with David Oman, who owns the Oman House, and we're putting all your info down below on ticker here for everybody. So also, if tell us about, you wrote the book you have the book, The Ghost of Cielo Drive, right? You have the movie. Tell us about those.
Yes. Let me get a copy of the book if I'm going to talk about it. Might as well have it.
Yeah. There is a book as well, and a film that he did, so we can talk about those too.
The book.
There we go. Book. Ghost of Cielo Drive. I have not read this, but I am going to at some point. Okay. When did you?
Me. I haven't read this, but at some point I intend to.
When did you write this?
I finished this on the 50th year of the anniversary, as a matter of fact. Is everything okay there, Kay?
Yes.
All right, it's the dog. That's all. No, I wrote this 7 years ago. My God. And it was all because it was inspired when they were shooting the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And Quentin was up here for the 2 days and 2 nights shooting. And I said, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to get this done. So I sat down and I put the whole entire factually based story of the house, the construction of this property, and the story of, my own personal story connected to the Sharon Tate murders in the book, so people could hear it from me and not rely upon stories and the information they've been told, so to speak, from ghost adventures and ghost hunters. And I'm like, got the story wrong, man. That's not the way it happened. And I need to put it down in black and white so people can read it and understand it, because otherwise they're going to be misled and misconstruing the truth and facts about the house. And better I put it down and make the actual factual story and statement thereof, instead of other people telling my story incorrectly.
Sure. When Tarantino was there, did they shoot a bunch of stuff on the street, or where did they? I saw it, but I don't remember. Yeah, where did they shoot some of that?
They shot Cliff Booth driving up the driveway in the Carmen Gia, and there's two spots on the driveway on two walls. My next door neighbor's house, and then the second house up on the wall on the driveway. You can see where the camera rig sliced across the wall and left a nice gouge in the wall.
Wow. Sweet. Okay.
And then, of course, when Quentin had them driving down, it would be Roman Polanski and Sharon Tate in the MG convertible going down the driveway and then spinning, losing control and going down. That was all shot here on Cielo.
Sweet. Very cool.
And there was some other footage, I think, of the Cadillac going up Cielo during night with the the lamps on, the street lamps and stuff. It was, they shot a decent amount of footage up here. But again, the story's not really about Sharon Tate. Yeah. And the fact that where they cut, they cut part of going up the driveway because they use a different location in Studio City as Cliff and what's his face's private driveway on a house that doesn't exist. So that when people are coming up here saying, where's the swimming pool? I said, you mean the house on the private driveway separate from the main driveway? I said, that doesn't exist. That's all, baloney. I said, that house is over in Studio City. I said, there is no secondary driveway down off of this street.
If you know it, it's phony, right? So now I was thinking about this because I was listening. I remember when I was driving up your way, I was listening to 9 Inch Nails because I remember Trent Reznor was the last. I think it was the last one to live in the house, right?
Yes.
They finally tore it down in what, 95 or 96 then?
Downward Spiral. They recorded Downward Spiral in 1992.
Yeah. And he was the last one to be there. And then they tore the house down, right?
And there's a video that somebody that was friends with Trent shot called the
I've seen some of those videos.
Yeah. I think it's called the Tate House walkthrough.
Yeah.
And you can look on YouTube. I'm sure it's still there.
I think I've seen it.
And then there's the demolition, and you can see where his recording box is put on the spot where Sharon's body was found.
Is that right? Did you ever get to see, before obviously you didn't purchase the property, did you ever come up and see the house though before it was torn down?
We were able to come up to the gate back in the late 70s, but you could never get past the gate, the original chain link fence. I never saw the original house before it was torn down. No.
That was, obviously what happened there was awful, but that house was like amazing. It was like that French like country house, and it was like beautiful, right? That was an amazing house.
The spirits keep on chiming in. I'm going, God.
Dave.
Yes, exactly. And thanks, spirits. We're hearing every clink and clang. You keep on banging on the bell.
Well, they're just getting warmed up for you guys later, probably.
Well,
right?
yeah, like I said, we've got a few tickets left. If anybody wants to go, they can go to the omanhouse.com.
You got time.
You got tickets. It goes from 8 to 1 in the morning. 8 to 1 in the morning. Should be fun. Like I said,
here's my question then.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned when I was there, but tell everybody, give me a couple really good stories. One guy, I think you said, got lifted up by your ceiling. Like, what is some stuff that has happened that's just like, what the hell just happened, right?
Well, recently when Kay, Kelly, and Chris were here about 3 weeks ago, Chris went into the earthen wall room, which is on the 3rd floor, and he said he comes. I said, I'm going upstairs, so I go upstairs, and the next thing you know is Chris says, David, the door opened. The door opened on its own. I'm like, what? So we watched the footage, and sure enough, he's in the earthen wall room, and he shuts the door and it locks.
Right.
The door unlocks, opens up 7 or 8 inches. 10 seconds, like 5 seconds later, the door shuts on its own and closes. And I'm like,
wow,
that's a first.
Yeah,
that's a first. I've never seen anything like that. And I watched the footage, and I'm like going,
oh my goodness.
No. That just, I didn't just, I'm still like going, what's another one? Let's see. The water faucets have turned on by themselves for myself.
Those are good.
4 other people. Yeah. Thanks, spirits. In 3 different bathrooms. This bathroom, my master bathroom, and in the 3rd floor bathroom in the guest bedroom.
Okay.
We've had objects, like I said, we've had a can of soda on this dining room table do this.
Move it. Oh, wow.
Right across the table on it.
Okay.
Boy, are they, like I said, the fact that bell is going off as much as it is, and no, it's not turned to the highest sensitivity. It's turned to
You're going to get tired of that as the evening goes on.
It's like about a quarter of a turn up, where you can turn it a full turn, and that's the weakest sensitivity. So anything will set it off. That's why I made sure to turn it to like just a little bit above the starting point. So it's active. Well, like I said, the place is going to be charged tonight with people. I can't tell you. What are some other things that have happened here? We've recorded voices, disembodied voices on the cameras that have said things that, we can't repeat on camera, but they've cursed. They have a blue streak in them. I've heard them say F you and F tricks, and I'm going, who are we talking about? I'm alone. Hey, Fidel, do you hear that?
Oh, what do we got? What do we got?
Sounds like a tank. Here, do me a favor. Let me turn this to Fidel, and he'll talk to you for a second, and I'll go outside and see what the hell is going on.
Yes. So Fidel, tell us, you've been there. So you've been there, you said like, what, 15, 20 times?
I lost count. Sometimes I come here casually to watch sports.
Right.
So it's not always ghosts investigating and stuff. And yeah, I experience things here all the time. It's always has that eerie feeling, even when you're watching a sports event.
You do, well, because like right? So do you have one story that maybe like one experience that stands out to you that's really like monumental?
The one that I mentioned earlier. So we're watching. I don't know if it was UCLA. He loves UCLA.
Yeah, I know. I saw his
yeah. So we're
yeah.
laughing. We're just like joking, laughing, eating, and in a loud voice. It sounded like somebody had a speakerphone, but it was a loud voice of a female talking to us. But you can hear the echo and everything.
Yeah.
And then we're just like, we got stuck. We looked at each other to see if we both heard it. And we did. And that was one time that it was just weird because we're not even looking for ghosts at the time. And I seen shadows pass by downstairs. That one bedroom that he has to the left of the theater room, that one gives me a creepy vibe in there too. We did the Estes method. I was actually the one that they blindfolded and all that. And it came out pretty good. Pretty successful on that. Then the second floor, when you walk down that hallway, it has like this off balance
equilibrium hallway, right? That's what
yeah.
Okay.
So I walked through there. I mean, a few times we did some spirit box sessions in there. One person said that they felt like a touch, like a tap on them inside of that room.
Okay.
There's a lot of EVP Central right here. If you want to do some EVPs, I mean, I say it's very active to get EVPs here.
I had hoped because when I did my audio episode, I came home and I listened and I really cranked it up and I couldn't hear anything. I got to come back and obviously do it again because I'm sure I could get something. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, you will. And usually when you hear something here, you just look at the time and let David know and he could go back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that dead bell's going off. The figurines got knocked over twice. And I just walked in. I mean, maybe they were happy to see me again or something. They should know me by now. But if I have like a sense of clear audience, so I could hear everything from like far away. I could pick up on different noises and things of that nature. And I hear so many things in here, and I try to tell him, but sometimes he doesn't hear them.
You know what though? Living there is totally different, right? Where you hear things that some people don't, I guess. So that's kind of I could see that though.
Yeah, and then when you visit, it's a whole different thing. So
yeah, like I said, I don't know if I was telling him when I was there, we were in that movie room, the screening room he's got, and we were down there and just talking, and he's standing next to me, and the next thing you know, lights come on, lights go off, lights go on, lights go off, and I was just like, oh my god, what just happened?
You gotta be there when they do the seance. I don't know if they did a seance that day, but we did multiple seances. Yeah, we did multiple seances, and you start hearing noises. You start, just getting that feeling, that bad feeling. So, yeah. So, they haven't did a seance in a while, but they're real famous and popular at that before.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. One time we brought a Ouija board over.
Oh, same man. I can't mess around with the Ouija board. I think you guys are crazy for that. No way.
Yeah, then we were trying to conjure up the famous spirit, Zozo. And David Oman kind of got mad, like, don't be bringing that here.
Dude, seriously, man, Ouija boards are no joke. No way.
When I was a kid, my dad caught a spirit hugging me. I used to play the Ouija board a lot. And he kept seeing a face in the house, and I used to sleep sitting down. So one day I came home and I was tired. I sat on the couch, and he looked and he saw a half-body male, hair slicked back, hugging me and laughing, but without sound.
Oh my god!
And other neighbors had multiple reports everywhere I would visit with the Ouija board. People would be showering. They'll see like somebody walk up and tap. They open it. Nobody's there. They'll hear walking in different parts of their house. Like different neighbors didn't even want me at their house after a while because all the creepy stuff I would bring with the Ouija board. But yeah. But David Oman's house is more benevolent feeling. I don't feel anything like evil.
Yeah, it sounds like everyone feels like they're pretty calm with it. Nothing is there's no malicious entity or anything like that. It sounds like
Yeah, it's pretty chill there. I've been in houses.
Yeah, I mean, when I was there, I had that one experience, but I certainly can't say I definitely did not feel scared. I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. It was just, trying to experience it all. But no, nothing like that. So
Did you hear his piano? He has like a little piano toy that goes off
he
here and there.
told me
Like
something about that. Yeah.
it does. It just goes off. Like if it picks up some EMF or something, but it'll start playing on its own. And you can turn it off, move it around, whatever you want. But
That's
after a
kind of
while,
scary.
it would start playing a song on there. So,
That's kind of scary. That's kind of because that's creepy. You're sitting in another room somewhere and you start hearing piano or something like what
yeah, next time you come,
what is going on, right?
Next time you visit, go inside that room that I told you about, by the theater room. The
Yeah,
one that has all the
bedroom.
neon lights, like it's in the 80s.
Yeah, we went in there. We went every room. And just I think another one you're talking about, but I remember. Yeah, I don't remember anything happening when I was in there though. At that.
Oh, okay. No, well, actually go in there by yourself.
Oh yeah, without just wander around and see what happens, right?
Yeah, it's like pretty good. Oh,
Yeah,
I see
for
David
sure.
coming back.
For sure. Have you been up to the house where the new house? No one ever gets to go in that house, right? You've never been in there, have you? No.
All right, so I've been up to the gate where
Right.
you can look,
Right.
and also the couple houses down. David told me where the maid ran to and knocked on the house and went in, and the house next door. One day David brought out the keys. He's out in Spanish. Tengo llaves. And I'm like, what do you have the keys to? He's on the house next door. And I was like, wow, let's go. And we all went over there. He gave us a little private tour.
Okay.
It looked to me, I mean, I don't know how the 70s looked, but from the movies, the 70s, it had that look to it. And we went all the way down.
Wow.
Mind blown. You can still feel the energy.
Yeah.
It's still there. I guess he knows more of the story. You said the maid ran over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me the maid story, David.
Right.
I want to hear that.
Let David.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Sorry about that.
Nah, you're good. We had a good
So
conversation.
the next day, on the 9th of August in the morning, Winifred Chapman, the housekeeper,
She found Stephen
body.
Parent, right? In the
Stephen
car.
Parent, well, she didn't even see Stephen Parent. She went in the house.
Okay. Oh, she was in the
And
house.
saw Abigail Folger and Wojtek Frykowski.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I think, as a matter of fact, if she didn't go in the front door, she went in the back door, she would have only seen Sharon and Jay.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
the rest of them. One was on the lawn.
right, the other two were on the lawn, and Stephen
Right.
Parent was in the car. No, jeez, no. Take a Ziploc bag out of the top drawer. So she runs to the first house, and as a matter of fact, I can show you the whole. I got pictures of this house.
Let's see. Yeah. Lots of photos. Definitely. Let's see those.
That's really easy to understand when I speak of these houses and whatnot. Here we go. All right. Let me get some light on the subject too.
All right. We got some photos coming up. Here we go.
All right.
Yes, I got
So
to see
here-
all these when I was here. Yeah. These are great.
Did you find it?
So as you see right here, this is where this house is the Asin house right here.
Okay.
But Winifred went to this first house right here next to the property,
Mm-hmm.
and they did not answer the knock at the door at 8 in the morning.
Okay.
So she ended up running down to the Asin house right here and called the police from there, and she waited there. The police interrogated her there. And as you can see, this is during the day of the murders. You can see all the cop cars
Yeah.
there.
Sure.
And you can see the white car right. Where's Stevens? Stevens' car is right there.
Is that far down? Okay.
Yeah, and you get his is let me see. There's Stevens' car. Stevens' car is right there.
Oh, I see. I got you. Yep, that makes more sense. Okay.
And the scoop was this: that she ran to the first house, they wouldn't answer, so she waited at the second house, the Asin house next door, and the police interviewed her, and then went back to the house with her and showed her all the different bodies, and she identified everybody that she could, which was Abigail, Wojtek.
Oh man.
And she didn't know who Stephen Parent was, but she knew who Sharon and Jay were. So that's basically what happened. And we had rented that house out because it was an Airbnb several years ago.
Okay.
It had very, 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 very heavy energy in it.
Really?
I never felt comfortable in the house.
Oh wow. Okay.
And we have video footage where the front door, which weighed about 100 and something pounds, solid oak door shuts on its own. And I was like,
Damn.
the hell is that?
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
And Usher was renting the house out
You're
for
saying
6 months, as we've mentioned
Right.
earlier. And I said to him, I said, look, I said, you rented this place. He goes, yes, I use it as my creative space. And my half brother stays here and is living here as well. And I'm like, going, let me ask you, I said, in the time you've rented the house, have you had any strange experiences in this place?
Mm.
And he looks at me, he says, yeah, I had a strange experience. I said, I'm on the second floor taking a shower in the master bathroom, and I hear footsteps walking across the ceiling, which is the top floor living room. I said, yeah. He goes, I'm the only one in the house. I said, yeah. He goes, and so I put my bathrobe on, I go run upstairs and I look. The front door is dead bolted, and I open up the deadbolt. And he goes, in the gate, there's a gate, I guess you call it a metal gate door in front of the the door. And he goes, and that was dead bolted.
What?
So I just don't understand. He goes, and I'm the only one in the house, and that's the only entrance in the house. I'm going, and he goes, and it just scared me to death. And I said, yeah, I said, I've had that happen. And when we were renting it out, my friends were staying there. They said, oh, yeah, we heard footsteps on the top floor when we were in there on the living quarters. Because we couldn't explain it. And one person said that they were sitting Indian style, cross-legged on the floor, and they tried to get up. They couldn't get up. I got 3 guys to kind of like lift me up.
Oh my
they
God.
couldn't lift me up. I was stuck like magnetically affixed to the floor. I'm like going, oh, shit.
Damn. So, wow. So there's some wild. Okay. So that's a good question too. Is the rest of the neighbors?
I don't know about any other house except for, like I said, the house because I rented it, and I rented it at least for total of about 3 or 4 weeks through like the 3 years that it was an Airbnb. So we stayed there many a time, and every time I went in, I was going, no, this is not for me. I'm good. I'm going home. And people would describe it saying, the place has got this heavy energy, really dark energy, where your house is this heavy but light energy. And I'm like,
yeah, good, because you don't need that. That's shoot. Oh man.
And they've been tearing it apart for the past 3 years now. Literally, they tore it.
I remember when we were there, he was showing me they were doing all the reno on it, right? Yeah.
They're still finishing it. It's almost done. But yeah, they've been doing and there goes the bell again.
It's hot, man. It's ready. It's getting warmed up.
I love it. I find it so amazing.
I'm surprised you haven't thrown that thing away yet, the amount of times it goes off.
Well, it's just like I said, to me, it's amusing because for what you're hearing right now for the past 50 minutes is not the standard bill of fare. It usually is quiet and it might ring once or twice in an hour. Okay. This thing has gone off about 25 times in the 50 minutes we've been on, at least. I've lost count, but it's been going.
Do you want to show us anything? Do you want to show us any rooms, any spots? Do you want to give us a tour?
Yeah, let me give you guys a tour. Sure. Hold on 1 second.
So I can remember that room that I was in, which was awesome. And what we'll see on the way, which I'll mention, is, and I love this, David, I didn't know this, is David is a huge Doors fan. I love Doors.
Oh, yeah.
So I love all the artwork and the posters and all the Doors stuff throughout the place.
Let's go this way. Here we go. Whoops.
Let's see if our connection stays with us here.
What happened? Something there we are.
You're still good.
What happened?
I still got you. I got you.
There we are. All right. So, and of course, all the windows are drawn, blinds are drawn because it's so god awful hot. So this is the living room. I'll try to give you guys a view of it.
There you go.
There's the staircase. This, of course, is the den.
Command center, right?
Oh, this is the we have the big screen projector here. One of them here.
Yep.
On the wall. We've got the figurines. Oh, they've knocked over the smoking man again. God. And of course, there's the portrait of Sharon, one of my projectors, my cocktail arcade game table.
There you go.
And let's go down to we'll show you the dining room. There's
entrance.
Fidel.
There's your main entrance off the street.
There's the main entrance right there.
Yeah.
His crime and his fake spirits.
Now you had like a FLIR. Did you have like a FLIR camera when I was there on that bar, right? Ah, there you go. That's awesome. Love it.
Yes, it's a thermal imaging camera. It's not a FLIR because FLIR is a trademark name,
Copyright.
which stands for forward-looking infrared.
There you go.
And so FLIR is a company, but that is a infrared thermal imaging camera is what that is. There's what you were talking about. My door's
there we go.
That's
Jim.
that's Jim in his prime.
Lizard King.
Now, what you don't realize is that's a 5 foot by 3.5 foot poster from 1968.
Yeah, 68. That was a long time ago.
Sure, the hell was. I'll show you this is another work of Joey Moss.
I love that. I love that.
The artist who did. He's the artist that did all the Sharon Tate pieces. This, of course, is the haunted hallway, but of course we call it the Doors hallway for obvious reasons.
Yeah, the Equilibrium hallway.
Yes, exactly. That's an old photo of the Doors signed by the band and some old tickets to some of their concerts. There's a handbill.
Is John Densmore the only one left?
No, Robbie Krieger
are
still alive. Those are the two left members.
Okay. All right.
Members left.
Yeah,
left
Ray
members?
Manzarek died as well. That's right.
Yes, Ray passed away a few years ago.
Morrison Hotel. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was downtown, as a matter of fact. Doesn't even exist. I think it's all gone.
That's definitely a band that, God, I wish I was alive when I would have loved to have seen them.
Well, apparently, from what I've been told, they weren't that great in concert. Because a lot of the concerts he was wasted.
He was completely drunk out of his mind. That's right.
Right.
I still would have liked to see.
Oh yeah, no, but there were some concerts where he didn't, go totally blitzed and obviously the Hollywood Bowl
in a while.
Right, the Hollywood Bowl is a great example because you got to remember that was an actual concert music film, and then of course the other Doors pieces we have.
Love it. Yeah, I love it. Very, very cool.
I guess it's better for the long shot since I don't have a wide angle lens.
That's okay.
And then of course the wonky hallway.
Yep. I remember I went the walk up and down there. Yeah.
Yep. Just push this out of the way. Oh yeah, as I'm standing here, I'm starting to feel my equilibrium.
Oh really? Okay.
Throbbing. Okay. My head's like, wow.
Okay. Wild.
Wow. Whoa.
Keep moving. Yeah, keep moving.
Yeah, keep moving. Yeah, off the platform and into the office. Wow, that's just charged.
You got some energy there tonight.
That's my office.
Right.
And the bell's still going off.
Now, you also remember you had a dog that you said would never walk down the stairs into this part of the house, right? You said
yes, Reggie, who passed away 4 months ago in November, he would never go down to the third floor.
I remember that. The dog would sit up there when I was there and was like, no, I'm not going down there. I'm not going.
Here we go. We're going down ourselves. The funny thing is the new puppy, she has absolutely zero problems going down here.
No,
she loves to go down here and make usage of this, so she is completely devoid of that. This, of course, is the theater room.
I think this is where the lights. This is where this happened when we were there. Yeah, this was it. This was the room.
This is it.
Wild.
And this is the silly man cave. Here, I'll turn the lights on. Luckily, this is the coolest part of the house.
So here's the football sports totally random question. What are your thoughts on UCLA no longer playing at the Rose Bowl? What is that about?
Well, they're trying to get out of it. First of all, who signs a 50-year lease to stay at a venue that's 100 years old? That was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Not to mention, I'm not a fan of the Rose Bowl myself. I hate it.
I've been there so many times. In and out of. That's true.
It's a pain to get in and out of. And not to mention, it's just the parking is a problem.
That's awful.
And it's nowhere near the university. It's an hour away plus.
No, but for that game, it's like the ultimate spectacle. So anyway.
Yeah.
I get
and
it.
this is the earthen wall room here.
This is the one where I think we went in. Yeah, where
this is it.
Okay. You got the chairs lined up for everybody. All right, there you go.
Yeah, the chairs here. Whoa, what happened? So they're the chairs. And here's why we call it the earthen wall room.
That's it. Yep. And you had like a bottle of wine you said that moved or fell.
Bottle
or
of wine
right?
that came out of the wine rack here.
Out of the rack. Out of the rack.
Itself.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
There you go. Out of that wine rack. And yes, I don't know if you can see it, but there's that tree stump right there.
That's wild. Amazing.
So this is underneath the house, literally. And then this is the platform. This is also where Zach Baggins was with the Ghost Adventures crew and got scared to death and ran out of here.
Yeah. Oh, and we lost. Oh, we lost them. All right, we'll see if we can get him to jump back in here. Anyway, folks, this has been awesome so far. Hopefully we can get him to jump back in. I know his Wi-Fi is probably going haywire, or spirits are not letting him jump back in. And he is back. And there you go. You're back. We thought we lost you for a minute.
I'm sorry. I fucked up.
No, it's all good. We were just saying how the spirits may have just said, you know what?
No, human error. I won't attribute that to the spirits if it's my stupidity, please. That I will never do that to the spirits. So, yes. And then, of course, the guest bedroom. Oh, yes.
Now, is this the room I think that you said something?
Yes, this is the room that the key grip got dragged to the corner of the ceiling in.
Yes.
And this is, of course, the room that my friend, the producer, had his iPhone ripped out of his hand and thrown against the screen door right there where that sliding glass window is. He was like, well, he was being an asshole. Yeah. He goes, well, Sharon, if you're here, why don't you make yourself known? And she pulled the phone out of his hand and threw it against the screen window.
That's don't egg stuff on like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, don't be disrespectful towards the dead. They get pissed off too, you know.
That's not cool.
No. So that will conclude the tour of the house. There
you go. I love it. No, that's
the
great.
House in a nutshell.
Great. Very cool. So tell us about what you guys are going to do. What your tour your I don't want to say you're having a
it's a ghost connection.
Ghost connection. There we go.
Ghost connection is the term I'm starting to use from now on, since it's not an investigation.
I like that. That was the word I was looking for. Ghost connection. Yeah.
It's a connection because you never know what's going to happen. They're setting up to do a seance in the theater room. They're also going to be doing some interactive spirit communications in the middle of the driveway, which I've always found so interesting because you have no cell reception in front of the house. You have no Wi-Fi reception in front of the house.
Right, right.
So the idea is if stuff's happening in front of the house, it's pretty much there can't be an explanation that's attached to the Wi-Fi or other things that are interfering with it because you don't get cell reception. There isn't any. And in front of the house.
No, not out there.
Not even. So, I mean, and here's the kicker. I've got the what's it called? The receiver probe that we use to basically trace the wires. When you go outside, as far as the amplifier is concerned, what it's picking up energy wise, it's dead silent. When you go in the house, it radiates the energy and that you can feel. It picks up the energy and it transmits it. It's buzzing like crazy. So when people say, oh, it's EMF that's interfering with I said, what EMF? We don't get cell reception outside the house.
Right.
That's their dead bell.
I hear the bell too. Okay,
that's they're two different dead bells. Mine's different than theirs, but that's theirs, which goes haywire constantly.
Awesome.
You're in the house.
So tell us where, if you want to talk about the film, I did watch the film. That was good. Where can anyone, I guess, really just keep up with everything you're doing? Where can they find you? Where can they follow you? If they want to come on one of these ghost connections another time, like where can they find all the stuff for you?
Well, as far as the movie's concerned, they can go to houseattheendofthedrive.com. Okay. There's a link where you can go watch it and rent it yourself for 3 days for $3.99.
I did.
If you want to come on a ghost investigation, you can take a look at theomanhouse.com. And that's probably the best location to find stuff out. And then, of course, if you want to check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/David Oman, O-M-A-N.
We've got that.
And like I said, the fact that the shows have misrepresented the house as only being, about the Sharon Tate murders, it's much more of an active Ghost Flophouse than anything else here.
Exactly. Right. I think that's important too. So that's something we want to mention is, again, this is, a horrible tragedy that happened to these people done by awful people. And, no one glorifies them. No one, trust me, most of them are gone. And the ones that once they do die, they will not be missed. Let's just put it that way. Right. They will not
absolutely.
And this is, it's a piece of American history. People, why do you want to talk about? Well, it's American history, and it just is, and it's a part of that. And you happen to have a connection to that on this end, and I think it's interesting. And I think that's just something that's really kind of wild and kind of just interesting thing to have. So, but anyway, David, thank you very much. This is awesome. I love doing this. I'm gonna get out there again soon.
I was gonna say you gotta come back
there. I really do. Once I left, I was like, I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to go back. I want to come back there. I want us to do another tour, walk around, do a connection, I guess, if we will. And I swear we will do that one of these days.
We can do a live stream as well. You can
do for sure.
Here, for your show, it'd be great to do that. We'll get Kelly, Kay, and Chris here.
I would love that.
We'll have dinner. It'll be a fun night. It'll be an adventure and experience like you've never had before. I promise.
We'll set that up. So hopefully you guys have a great evening tonight with this. I hope everybody else has a great Friday the 13th.
Happy Friday the 13th.
Exactly. We'll probably repost this again for some folks to watch again. You guys know us, of course, at The Scary Movie Project on Facebook and on Instagram. Same on YouTube, thescarymovieproject.com. Email us, thescarymovieproject@gmail.com. If you want to talk more about what's going on here, we'll talk to David a lot more often, I'm sure, of course. But
absolutely.
As they say on, it is Friday the 13th. So remember, Jason's